Hunter saves it. Hunter Hughes is coming around. Here comes Colton Garner. It's Hunter Hughes!
Turn 4 for the final time. Who's got more ponies? Checkered flag out. Bluegrass 150 goes to Ian Miller.
And welcome back to the Daily Driven Podcast, guys. As always, I'm your host, Nick Zammit.
Good, get the name out there. It's like, hey, Joseph Newgarden, you're the guy with the sperm commercial. Yeah.
Wednesday night on iRacing.com can only mean one thing. The finest in the Xfinity Series takes on Daytona International Raceway. Tonight, it is the Stadium Scene Sports Jobs 100 here from Daytona. Jackson Lambros with you in the broadcast booth. Super stoked to bring you what, I don't want to call things early here, but what could easily be one of the most interesting races we've got. It's our first true drafting track of the year, first true plate track of the year, if you will. And in the championship, things are just heating up. Dawson Buchanan with not too much of a comfortable lead here over Colton Gardner. Jackson Milan has really turned the wick up in the second round. It's going to be very interesting to see what he can do. Brian McKinney as well, kind of being a dark horse with Casey Tucker working themselves into the mix after a spicy round number 2 at Gateway. We thought it was going to be such a strong starting here for Colton Gardner, but Dawson Buchanan has been right there. Here's your starting grid for round number 3, and it is indeed Colton Gardner who gets us on pole. He's alongside Dawson Buchanan. Christopher Fuge on row 2 alongside Tyler Lugo Vickery, who is still nursing that hardware issues. Double shifting not going to be an issue for him this weekend. JP Jones in row 3 will be alongside John Miles. Garrett Jarnigan in 7th will be alongside Harrison Santos to round out your 4th row. Jacob Barker in 9th will be alongside Eric Mattingly. Jackson Milan, we'll see what he can do alongside a new face for Wednesday Night Dash, fresh off of a phenomenal finish in the iRacing Indy World Series. Hunter Hughes in the 18, going to see what he can do. The master of the craft, Eric Richardson for FR Racing, has that number 13 car in P13 alongside Nicholas Warboy. Connor Fuge is in 15th alongside DJ Fuge. Excuse me. And Brian McKinney rounding out your 20-car deep field. So 100 laps here, and the way this is going to work its way out, you almost expect that everyone's going to be coming in at some point. Should we stay green the entire time, it is going to be about a one-stopper, guys coming in around halftime. But again, the expectation is we'll be doing this just a little bit longer. And as always, should we have the need here for 50 laps around at Daytona, hey, just wrapping up here this month of August, we've got something really cool coming for you next month. The Streamers Against Suicide from Stadium Scene TV will be with you all month. The ticker is blocking that. Let me get that out of the way for you. If you scan that QR code on the bottom right, you can donate. We'll be keeping round of our donations all month long in September for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Man, super cool for us to do something a little bit bigger than sim racing in sports and try and fundraise for a phenomenal cause. Gardner on the inside, Buchanan on the outside. Stadium scene, Sports Challenge 100 is underway. To do a little bit of experimenting as we work our way out of turn number 2 for the first time. Bottom line, looking to have the pace right now with Colton Gardner leading them all through the bus stop chicane. Pushing help just behind Connor Fuge. Wrong Fuge, that's Christopher Fuge in the 49. Just behind there, the 21, JP Jones enters the fray, and I believe it's Garrett Jarnigan in the, we can say this now, the appropriately logoed Cracker Barrel machine, as a recent decision has indeed brought that back into its God-given logo. And the folks at Cracker Barrel got to hit the little dude on the left of the logo. And everyone. How about Jacob Barker? Half Jeff Gordon throwback livery? That's sick. That's a good looking 12 right there. We're starting to get ourselves into a single file way to run. Not a lot of help up top here for Dawson Buchanan. Eric Mattingly giving him a little bit of pushing help. But you've got to imagine everybody's going to start to break back down. Purple lap, 47.766 goes to Brian McKinney as further up, Hughes gets way out of line. Looks like is starting to form there up top. And momentum starts to gain. Another pop-up in the midfield. Jackson Milan in the 9 machine. Now lead that outside lane as more people are starting. Again, big difference between the Cup cars and the Xfinity cars. Not as easy for these bumpers to interlock and really do the bump draft effect we see in the big cars Saturday night, but you definitely get that push effect bumper to bumper. You can see representation of that. If you're seeing flames thrown out of the exhaust here, that's a great sign that the guys in front of you or behind you are off throttle, as all of that residue fuel is just burning up in the exhaust pipe. Big shuffle further back. I believe Connor Fuge working down the low side, and now we start to see side-by-side racing here. Gardner to the point with Jackson Milan way up top, getting a little bit of help from Dawson Buchanan to try and work their way into the mix. Just further behind, John Miles and the Dr. Squatch machine. Tenth of the way in here. Stadium Scene Sports Job 100, and we have stayed clean and green. No major movers to this point. Maybe Jackson Milan taking advantage of that high line as we see Aaron Richardson there in the 13 Showtime machine. Who's running into the six? But wait a minute. What is Derek Booker running here in the 69? Integrity Farms livery. Suppose if it's iRacing, you refer to it as a scheme or a paint, not a livery, huh? Oh, that's Oh, that's awesome. sim racing over real racing. We can do cool little stuff like that. Bottom line starting to push a little bit further. Once again, JP Jones in that golden green machine. Take from this outside lane if he wants to. He's got the room for it. He's got no interest in moving just yet. He's seen the problems further up. Little bit of a middle draft there from Hughes. And more are coming in that outside lane. See a little bit of a wiggle there from Gardner as the 49 just got into him. That's where you got to be so careful on these drafting tracks. Pushing helps. Is very much the key to disaster here. But being able to be light when you're helping the guy in front of you and not bring out a caution. Now suboptimal. Jackson Milan now about 2 car lengths behind. Dawson Buchanan continues to help here. Like Jacob Barker on that outside low. Trouble for the 19. Oh, that's big. Caution is out, and that is the big one. Tyler Lugo Vickery, Bill Molefield, Harrison Santos, and I believe Connor Fuge involved. And we've got first blood here. Let's try and break down what happened. Up top there in the W19. Down low. Did he make contact with Richardson? He did. Lugo Vickery. A passenger as well. He's got that straightened out, but the hood is gone on the 124. What was Molefield's side of the story? He just backed out of it. Getting on board cam here. Oh, wow. Major tank slapper. And I mean, Vickery. I mean, nowhere to go there. But has got that re-rolling. And back out. That gives us the perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity. To our first in-race update brought to you by Pit Boss Setup Shop. We welcome Tyler back to the Tyler Lugo Vickery show here as he works his way into pit lane. That was suboptimal, but I genuinely don't think there was anything you could have done there. You want to walk me through what happened?
Yeah, it was just pretty much the same thing as before.
Oh, lock it. I'll shut up.
Yeah, you're good. It was just, I had to make sure nothing was scary. No, honestly, it's just like what happened with Xfinity on the last lap. I don't know if you have, if you want to show the photo, you can. I have a photo on one of the driver discussions where, it was just pretty much exactly like what happened with, the Xfinity race, real life, as I was there getting photos. Just one of the cars came down. I noticed it was 19, Connor Fuge. He came down in front of, I believe, Eric Richardson, and didn't realize he wasn't fully cleared. Turned himself, and then I just was already full throttle, committed to the high line, hoping to make it through, but there was wrong place, wrong time. That's all I could do. So just now it's more fuel save because it's like it's right on that bubble to where you can be able to make it all the way to the end. But I mean, you never know what can happen with these super speedway races. I mean, we see what happened Friday and Saturday with the Xfinity cars as well as the Cup Series. I mean, we had at one point, even with the Cup Series and the Xfinity, we had guys going 4 wide, and especially on the last lap Xfinity, 4 wide and just one tap in it around. Everyone was wrecking and practically destroying themselves.
Right.
So, yeah, it's honestly just survival. Like, for me, knowing what these cars are capable of,
Yep.
it's just, for me, it's like I want to be up front, but at the same time, if I'm up front, I have to watch out for situations like that.
You can hear the lift and coast there as we rode on board with TLV just momentarily. Hey, big move to the front there from Jackson Milan, making that outside line work. You can clearly get momentum here.
Try to take just try to be as safe as I can, and then like helping out Derek and Eric for my teammates, because I told them, I said, if they want to push her, I'm practically really good, comfortable pushing these cars and pushing in the corners. Normally pushing the corners are not really fond of, but if you hit the bumper softly and not slam draft, you can actually get these cars moving. So it's just taking advantage of the side draft, trying to slow up the momentum on the bottom lane, and then just being very methodical on pushes and stuff, and just trying not to be in the wrong place at the wrong time either.
We'll let you get back to strategizing here with the rest of the Team BS guys. Tyler, thanks so much. Best of luck to you for the rest of the night.
Yeah, thank you.
Tyler Lugo victory here in the 124 for Team BS. That race is getting real spicy, by the way, in the team standings. Let's take a gander at that really quickly. JM Motorsports is out in front, but it's looking like it's going to be a 2-horse race here between the JM Motorsports camp and Smoky Mountain. But again, only 2 races in. It is truly anyone's game at this point in the championship. Today's race is sponsored by Stadium Scene Sports Hub. Launch your career in sports. Do I not have it? I'll show you later. There was a great graphic. Skip the endless job boards for just $20 a year. The Sports Hub creates real quality opportunities in the sports industry, from coaching to accounting. So there's something for everyone. New images added, new listings added weekly at stadiumscene.tv. Fresh start here for Jackson Milan. Going to try on the outside big wiggle there from Dawson Buchanan as we go back to green. Lap number 12. Now Eric Richardson. Right back in that mix. This is way more even than the start of this race. JP Jones looks like he lost a little bit of ground there further back. In that 23 machine, what's the move there? Watch the 21 way up top. Big wiggle there. He had to back out because the entire top row checked out. That brings the 54 further back. John Miles. And so begins the 200-mile-an-hour war of attrition. Inside JP Jones. Pulling a driver further back, I believe Harrison Santos says he'll go to the inside, try to work his way all the way down low in the 28. Now we're starting to spread out and slice and dice. Lane to lane, 85 gets turned. That one's big. Buchanan, Casey Tooker, and Lucas Puntarelli in the 85 was the big one there, the Publix machine. And was that Connor Fuse who got it wadded up again? Oh boy. Running through the tape here again. This is a weird angle for us to look. What can I get for you guys? Let's try chopper. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Tucker hooks Puntarelli. I believe that's Eric Mattingly in the 23 that got involved. Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness. And just like that, another Team BS car gets involved in that. That is brutal. Good news is only looks like side damage to the 23. As we'll have more pit stops underway. Out in front still, Fuge. Behind Gardner. Let's try that again. Today's race is sponsored by Stadium Scene Stadium Scene Sports Jobs Hub. Looking to launch your career in sports? Get the endless job boards for just $20 a year. The Sports Job Hub creates quality opportunities in the sports industry. Coaching, accounting, so something for everyone. New listings are added weekly and outdated ones removed to keep things fresh for you. Visit jobs.stadiumscene.tv to preview the listings and sign up. Here's just a taste of what you got. Can't see one here in Universal City. If there's any announcing jobs on there, I might need to take a look at that. Still some great racing to come here in the Bottom Split Racing Series every other Monday night, excuse me. And these guys have had some good draft track testing and some opportunities to develop their skills. And if you're feeling like you maybe want to do Wednesday Night Dash or IRWS and maybe you don't have the skill just yet to get yourself there, that's what BSRS is for, baby. Get yourself in there. It's been very tempting. Tell you what, I don't have that ARCA car, but Watkins Glen, you guys might see your boy suit up. That's tempting. I've been known to get involved with FR Racing many a time. Speaking of FR Racing, join Wednesday Night Dash drivers DJ Fluke and Eric Richardson as they talk about the world of motorsports, both real and simulated, this week, discussing the surprise timing of the 2026 NASCAR schedule as a pretty big distraction from the 2311 Front Row Motorsports lawsuit and the latest on that lawsuit. Download FR Racing's Garage Dog on Spotify and wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. On Friday mornings, with the replay airing Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on Stadium Scene TV. Starting to line up again here, 2 by 2. Now it's actually going to be Christopher Fuge on the outside, with Garrett Jarnigan still holding low. And Derek Booker going to look to launch himself further into this championship points. JP Jones was clearly not happy on the outside. He was jonesing to get that 21 punch, so unintended, by the way. He was jonesing to get his way back to that inside line. See what he can do. Harrison Santos in the 28 making some phenomenal moves. And the 28 Dream Trucks machine. See what he can do to get his way back to. I don't know if tonight has intentionally become throwback night or not. But another great one. Nick Warboy, the 27. Dale Jr. Bud machine. Yeah, baby. Gardner, Fuge, Jarnigan, Richardson, Hunter Hughes, Derek Booker, JP Jones, Jacob Barker, Harrison Santos, Warboy, Fluck, Buchanan, McKinney, Milan, Vickery, Miles, Tucker, Mattingly, Mulfield, and Pucciarelli. Your field. Gardner leading them back to green here for the second time. Quick move further back there. Looked like 49 and Chris Fuge doing the same. Been struggling to see that momentum gain from the outside. Long enough run and enough momentum, enough people to get in that party. Hunter Hughes thought about it in the 18. How about Hunter Hughes? From victory lane at Texas Motor Speedway to the top 5 at Daytona. See how far he can go. AP Jones working down, so too does Dawson Buchanan. Brian McKinney up there as well. That momentum up top starting to build, starting to gain. Of the Fast and Furious Super livery, which is very fair when he's running the A90 body. Richardson now leading that outside line in the 13 Showtime. Colton Gardner, untouchable for the majority of the evening. Try to make it 2 wins on the season. The other race winner, Dawson Buchanan, way further into this mix. More mobile car just a little bit further back now from the chaos. I think he doesn't want to process Parker with a little bit of a save in the mid-pack. Casey Tucker has worked his way back into this mix as well. As we see him there with an 11. And despite getting involved in that incident earlier, it's right back in that mix. Brian McKinney around. Oh, big one. Up and over. More drama for Tyler Vickery. And was that another one that Lucas Pucciarelli was involved in? Oh my goodness. We're caution as we ride on board with Tyler Vickery. And I think it started with maybe just a little bit too much right foot into Brian McKinney, the 8 car out in front. Nick sitting inside. Yep, stayed. And John Miles prepares flight 124 for takeoff with full service into Daytona Beach. So that will put him back into the pits. Brian McKinney up and running. Looks like John Miles might have been involved in that as well. As we'll rewind here to try and find him. Oh my God, that thing was breakdancing. Good Lord. Trying to work our way through here to see where the blunt of the drama was. There somehow not being involved. Barker. And John Miles got a little bit of it with Lucas Puntarelli also just being able to avoid it. That will put Connor Fuge, Tyler Lugo Vickery, and John Miles all 2 laps down. And that is going to throw the strategy bit of this out of the window. It's no longer kind of that bubble that we were hearing about with Tyler. This will actually promote Eric Richardson up into second, Garrett Jarnigan into third, Booker up into fourth, and Chris Fuge, uh-oh. We're good. Derek Booker gets promoted up into fourth as a result. Chris Fuge, kind of your biggest loser in that picture, dropping down to fifth. We will step aside just for the moment, but stay with us. Back to green flag coverage when we come back here for Wednesday Night Dash on Stadium Scene TV. Back here live from the World Center of Racing, Stadium Scene Sports Shop 100 here from Daytona International Speedway. It's been Colton Gardner who has been, simply put, unstoppable all night long. Eric Richardson has been slowly chipping his way to the front of this field, and he'll get a chance to take this lead when he'll start on the outside. He'll have push help from the Tegrity Farms 6'9" of Derek Booker just behind. Same can be said for Gardner getting help from Garrett Jarnigan in the 32, that purple machine, just a little bit further back. We've been struggling to see these guys go longer than 6 or 7 laps without having a caution. How long are we going to go this time? Just reaching the halfway point here in Daytona. We're back green. how much momentum that inside line already has. As Hunter Hughes in the 18. Remainder of that pack, JP Jones immediately cutting down low. So too does Hughes. Richardson gonna commit to the top. 49 of Droningen almost in the cross. Chris Hughes has to hold on to it. What a save. 3 wide further back with himself, Warboy and Hughes, but he's out of it. Here comes Eric Mattingly in that blacked out Supra. Casey Tucker, phenomenal drive to the front of the field at Gateway. And just at the front of the fields, Eric Richardson starting to get that top line. Dawson Buchanan further back wants it as well. They're so much more tightly knit at the bottom. That draft effect is so much stronger down low by the yellow line. He'll sneak by down low to lead that outside lane. Thought about sneaking in. Tucker does. A look to the outside. Trouble! Oh, Casey Tucker goes around. So too does Fuge. It's the big kahuna. Oh my goodness. 6, 7, 8 cars involved. Devin Booker being one of them. Casey Tucker, JP Jones. And that was monstrous. Get your replay here and try and figure out where this started. Looked like it might have been. Oh, wow. Looked like a little bit of door there from the 69 to the 11. Lex fuses the process. Richardson and then Warboy Mattingly. Relatively soft collection further back. Someone's hood goes absolutely soaring off. And it looks like it was another John Miles save potentially. I think he was just trying to get back to the pack. He was. Trying to get a better shot for you guys here, as I am your live coordinator here. Live replay coordinator at that. So, oh my goodness, Tucker goes absolutely sailing. A couple cars airborne. Somehow Booker doesn't roll in. All things considered, that's not too bad. I am very curious as to what happened to Casey Tucker. Oh, he might have been the worst of it. Pride locking it down. Bam. That's a totaled race car. So Tucker back in pit lane for service. Couple of guys getting laps back as a result. I think this is where you get that secret advantage of just being able to lead. Just because everyone is seemingly making the mistakes behind you, trying to claw their way to the front of the field. Every single incident we've seen so far tonight has not been someone making a big move to get to the front. It's been guys looking for that window that could get them. So Miles, Hughes, and Tucker all a lap down. Might be the same for Mattingly, as there he is now with that Supra being tooled on. Man. To tell you where we don't get crashes of this scale, the Indy Racing World Series, where you guys should totally join and watch as we head on to Gateway next week. Head to Portland, where a little birdie has told us there might be rain. Vegas, Iowa, and Indy for the second half of Season 6. Yours truly in the booth. Always a good show. I think if anything, seeing some of the Wednesday Night Dash guys maybe just come in to do the Indy 250, if you will. I'd like to see that. Jarnigan going to try and lead. This is going to be a great opportunity for Hughes down low. How about Dawson Buchanan, who has been just on the right side of the chaos? And he's going to find himself right back into this mix. It looked impossible at the start of this race. Was right in the mid-pack, about 15th or 16th. He cycled his way to the front. He has a really, really good opportunity to challenge Gardner for the lead of this race. Everybody in the top 4 doing pit stops. Buchanan, Milan, and Richardson coming in last time by. So too did McKinney. So again, another asterisk there, as a lot of these guys on the sharp end. Hypothetically, we could just be having yellows for the rest of this race, and maybe these guys are. I'm sure these guys are. There's only one way to find out. It's Dawson Buchanan with only 5 points over Colton Gardner, Jackson Milan, and Brian McKinney in that fight as well. Casey Tucker a little bit further back, but this could really jumble things up in the standings. Back to it with 20 laps to go here at Daytona. Watch Hughes in the black and purple 18. He's got a little bit of help there from Dawson Buchanan. Jacob Barker, the regular 12 laps, hung out to dry as Milan works his way down as well. Santos tries to join up there and give Barker a little bit of bumper help. That'll separate Milan. Now Santos goes back down low. Two FR racing cars side by side there. Up for Buchanan. Milan will help him push his way to the front. Now Barker's going to slot in down low. We'll have to get our statistician guy lead seemingly every single lap, because that's been the case with Gardner tonight. Oh, Richardson very low. What's happened to Eric? Oh, we've got more collections. Puntarelli. And look like Tyler Lugo Vickery again? No. Connor Fuge on the inside. And as yellow flag is on the racetrack once again. Who's a little bit further back as Richardson was down low. Puntarelli. Ay. That might have been our issue. Get our blimp cam here. Puntarelli up, and another incident for Casey Tucker, the 19 of Fusion involved, and another near avoidance there for John Miles in the 54. That dude has been in so many incidents tonight, it's not even funny. Not even involved. He's just matrixed like half of them. The yellow flag back out. Of about 15 laps to go. Is anyone going to come in for fuel? No takers this time by Lucas Puntarelli, just getting out of the pits there. You could hear him fire that Supra up. Clear the rest of the field, and we do have a couple takers further back. Richardson, Molefield, and Puntarelli. Oh, chat, you're gonna get a ride out of this. This is gonna be awesome. So my sister works at a notable eyewear company as an intern right now. I won't name the brand, but you guys can do your reasoning. She's got to do some really, really cool things on the IndyCar side of things, send test products to Scott Dixon, Joseph Newgarden, Scott McLaughlin. Some guy with an injured foot by the name of Ty Gibbs checking out the factory. So got a text in the middle of work today from my sister asking if I knew some guy named Ty Gibbs, and I said yes, and then that was briefly followed with a selfie of her with the young Mr. Gibbs. Who is, by the way, this is making me feel old now because he's actually 3 months younger than me. And I miss being a kid and not having to deal with the concept that people in race cars could be younger than me. So we'll deal with that existential crisis for a little bit. We'll step away here for just a couple moments, but we will be right back for the Stadium Scene Sports Jobs 100 right here at Daytona. Stick with us. Back here at the World Center of Racing, and things are getting spicy because Dawson Buchanan did indeed come into this weekend as your points leader, but Colton Gardner has led every single lap of this race so far and has no plans of having that change. Garrett Jarnigan going to challenge on the outside, and Buchanan right behind will try and stop that bleeding. Behind your leader, Hunter Hughes, coming off the couch with a phenomenal opportunity to sweep the week here for Stadium Scene and get victory both in the Indy Racing World Series and Wednesday Night Dash. I'm not sure if we've had that happen a lot of guys doing double duty. Tyler Lugo, Vickery, obviously, Eric Richardson, both the FR Racing guys. But Pucciarelli, Bill Littlefield, guys. Yes. Running back-to-back, being able to make that mental adaptation from stock cars to open wheelers. That's enough of a challenge. To win in both, I don't want to press the Kyle Larson button, but that is Kyle Larson stuff. Objectively, incredibly impressive for you to hit that mental reset button. Back to it, 15 laps to go here at Daytona. Great push from Hughes to get Gardner into this lead and maintain it. A little bit of a wiggle there as Garnigan in the Cracker Barrel car gets down low. Buchanan stays high. He wants to try that. These guys in the points possibilities. Tyler Lugo Vickery, of course, is back in this mix somehow. Were you expecting anything different? There he is in the 124. Pushing the 6'9" there. And here comes Dawson Buchanan on the high side. That high line gets such good momentum coming out of 3 and 4, but it dies going into the tri-oval. They just need more help outside. Willing to donate to momentum up there. Brian McKinney in that mix as well. He's in the number 8. Told you guys we were going to have one green-white color. Looks like we're still... Chances of us having an overtime finish, it's looking good here as Vickery works himself behind JP Jones, the golden green car. Not too much of a but just yet, I think we're going to stay in reserve here. Get that 10-lap warning. Then the gloves are going to come off. Trouble. McKinney gets into Jones. He's able to save it. He might stay green. We have him. Oh my goodness. What a save. Immediately throws McKinney out of the mix, as well as Pucciarelli and others. What a save. We'll get that replay later. But full opposite line. He's able to save it. You can now see that difference in the draft. The other guy's easily able to touch the 180s. McKinney's getting no help here. And after getting the door, I believe, from Derek Booker, he's in no man's land. 185 here out in front. Hunter Hughes has worked his way into the mix. JP Jones on the high side has worked his way into the mix. It's a whole new ball game with 10 laps to go. And for the first time tonight, we're going to have a new leader. It was the dark horse of the night, the 21 of JP Jones. Gets to the point with 10 laps on the clock. Hunter Hughes on the inside goes middle. Lap traffic of Derek Booker goes low. Everybody's got to find a way around him. Minimal drama there, but a little bit of a breakaway on the inside. They slow over the 18. Hunter Hughes could stand on the podium. He wants to stand in victory lane. Despite, I think, literally getting airtime. Look at the Vickery in the freaking 124 is challenging for the lead in this as well. And just like we saw in the real-life racing we saw at this very track in the meat dimension this weekend, it's near impossible to predict anyone within this stack of 9-10 cars that have a chance. Buchanan was looking so good, and then after that drama, he's gone essentially from second to 10th. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time can absolutely end your night. That's why we see a couple of guys running with friends, other iRacers, as actual spotters tonight instead of just having the robo-spotter, if you will, just to help you visualize what's going on the track, what's going on around you. I think most importantly, just getting advice. Where should I be putting this chunk of metal? Where's the right place to be in this moment to get myself to the front? I also think a lot of these guys are probably sick of hearing the same car outside, car outside, car outside voice line for about 30 minutes on end. This essentially has become a 10-car race. Look at just a little bit further back. Sure, you've got some stragglers in the forms of Derek Booker and Lucas Puntarelli in that Publix Integrity Farms machine. But again, they were in that big incident earlier. We somehow stayed green, and they rejoined this lead pack, now a lap down. Still a lot of contenders. Do not count out Christopher Fuge, that purple, yellow, black 49. He's been tugging at the front row all night long. If he gets a chance, he's going to go for it. Buchanan further back in that Navy 4. Moves up to the high side. Harrison Santos in that black 28. Getting a little bit of help as well. Jax Milan on the free Denny's Wi-Fi there, going in and out. There's no strange with Hunter Hughes in that 18 car right in front. It's just we usually see them in DW12s, not in Xfinity cars. With one another, still dead even. Tyler Vickery goes middle there. Early push from Hughes further behind. He's going middle to defend now. Laps to go, you can start to see the anxiety, the commitment issues of guys maybe wanting to switch lanes but realizing there isn't space, going back down. They want to build something. They want to build a breakaway in a single line, but the gaps, the space, the momentum isn't there just yet. Just one move work on the high side and cycle to the front. That was a monster push further back to help get the 21 and JP Jones to the front. Are we going to see the same? For Tyler Lugo Vickery. Santos had a big slide across the line. He had to back out of it. You can see the flames being thrown there as we ride on board with the 21. Just the slightest of nudges. Oh, trouble for Parker, who's almost up in the wall. Jarnigan trying to pound down low in the 32. Booker's in the grass. He tries to go up. That's somehow a piece for if he stay green for the time being. That is a major code brown, as it was another slide for Santos. And had to back out of it. Fuge cycles back, and with 4 laps to go, this is where we see the powder keg start to build, start to smoke. Guys are getting antsy. Another big push there. Getting pushed from Fuge further back. But here comes Tyler Victory on the high side. Dawson Buchanan's pushing. He wants to get them both to the front. Jackson Milan wants in on it as well. The Chrome Horn coming into full utility 3 more times here at Daytona. One green, white, and checkered if we gotta do it. But these guys will want to stay clean and green to the very end. JP Jones, the ultimate underdog. The Appalachian Shellbilly Machine. But Tyler Lugo Vickery in the 124 after a dramatic exit out at Gateway. Goes back to the point. We're 3 wide. Milan looks wide. Trying to get past the 9 and Jackson Milan. White flag next time by. Lap traffic in front. The squatch car. That's Miles. He'll go down low to try and minimize that drama. Down low, tucks in. Blocks high. This is where we start to get out antsy. Jones with help from Hughes down low. Jarnigan further back in third, and we will have the caution come out. Why is that? Further back that we did not see. Because this whole pack further back, DJ Fluke, Eric Mattingly, and others, Nick Warboy, those guys are back of their own, if you will. So with that, we're going to welcome you guys to overtime. Did this before. We did this last week at Gateway, but essentially 2 laps to the end. And if you can't get it done in 2 laps, we're basically going to wrap it. Unlike NASCAR, where you can see so many different attempts, but after the white flag, we'll have to rethrow the green, white, checkered. Next flag after that is going to end it, whether it's the caution or the checkered. I don't even want to build the tension here for Tyler Lugo Vickery. I won't pull him in. I might pull in Derek Booker. Can we do that, chat? Chris Booker in this mix. Yeah, he can give us some runs. Derek, it's Jackson Lambros in the Stadium Scene TV booth. How do you read? Hey, so a little bit of chaos earlier back at Code Brown, and then you ended up being a lap down, joining in that mix. A little bit chaotic there in the front. Do we have any discussion there on what potentially brought out by the last caution? We still have to see from our end. Your Team BS Racing teammate, TLV, somehow finds his way to the sharp end of this field. I feel like there's anything you can do maybe to help him out at this point. Right. Was jumping out of the Mach 5 and going into the Tegrity Farms machine always part of the game plan, or was that just... It's such a good car, dude. I love it. I love it so much. Showing it for chat. Derek, thanks so much. Best of luck to you here in the final lap. Yeah. Some numbers might do it. All right. Thanks so much, Derek. That's your in-race update brought to you by Pit Boss Setup Shop. Visit pitboss.com. Local real stock car and racing centers. Lights are out on the iRacing Mustang. We're going to do this one more time from the World Center of Racing. JP Jones and Tyler Lugo Vickery, the two guys who have really come alive here at the tail end of this evening, will be on your front row. Colton Gardner, just behind, was leading for a vast majority. It wasn't until about lap 35 that we saw that pace move. Even then, he has been right on the bumper of whoever has been in front. And again, what a freaking story this would be. Hunter Hughes in the 18 has had such phenomenal pace in the Indy cars. We have not seen him alive in any kind of stock car, whether it's the trucks, the Cup cars, or the Xfinity cars, but he has come out of the gate absolutely swinging. But you look back at the remainder of this field, we've got all the way back to P14 in this field. That many people coming into this restart are fighting on track for position right now. To say it is anyone's game is a vast understatement. And one big move would give this to someone we haven't been talking about all night. You hope and pray that isn't the way it is. And you hope and pray that TLV and JP Jones are banging doors all the way to the end and we stay clean and green all the way to the end. There's only one way for us to really find out, is there? And that's to run this thing all the way to the end. The final laps of the Stadium Scene Sports Jobs 100 here from Daytona. TLV on the inside. We'll take it. And already a car spinning out further behind Eric Richardson in the 13. Are we already off throttle? I believe we are. Let's see what happened here on this restart. Oh, that's called going back a little bit too far back, kids. So safety cars actually back out on track as I try and get you guys what happened here with the 13 of Richardson. Like it might have been a little bit of a push there. Well, it all started with your lap down guys, Mattingly. Oh my goodness, monster push from Mattingly into Booker. That dominoed into Richardson, collects the other FR machine of DJ Fluke. And now we are going to try this again. But with the caution back out, before we really did this, there isn't going to be a restart. And that's going to be incredibly controversial among the paddock, because unfortunately it was these two gentlemen's teammates that brought out this caution in the first place. As this is a fitting time for my Wi-Fi to decide to crap out. Oh my goodness. So in unfortunate anticlimactic fashion, it's still a phenomenal drive for Tyler Lugo Vickery. take victory here at Daytona for the Stadium Series Points Jobs 100. Not the finish anybody wanted. So much rather have it be maybe just one Green-White-Checkered instead of us wrecking half of this field. Trying to go back. I told you guys next flag ended. You saw the green. No, the seconds after it was yellow. And most importantly, Colton Gardner finishing in third with Dawson Buchanan in P5. That's going to be our third lead change of the season already in championship points. As we are starting to welcome those individuals into our booth for the time being, starting with Colton Gardner, who was out in front all night long. Colton, it really felt like it was your race to lose such strong pace in the first half of this night. What kind of felt like went wrong there on the tail end?
Nothing really felt like it went wrong. Everybody over at SMR, we had a plan tonight. And I feel like we executed it perfectly. It's just when it comes time to, you know, take care of business. But I just feel like it was a good little race there for a while, and it just turned into a caution fest.
Anything you feel like you could have done differently there to try and pass JP and Tyler?
I mean, if it would have went green, I could have probably done something. But with it not going green, I couldn't really. But I was also, JP's my teammate. I was going to be in for it to try and get him in victory lane this week. But we all executed pretty well over at SMR, and I think next time we come to one of these tracks, I think we'll have a car in victory lane.
Understandable frustration. You're still up in front of the championship here with actually overtaking Dawson at the front, so you'll be back out in front as we head into week 4. Let's bring your Smoky Mountain Racing teammate into the mix here, and one of the only guys who was really able to overtake you at that point in the race, JP Jones in the 21. JP, it looked so strong for you up until TLV entered the mix. What felt like you could have done differently there at the tail end?
I've just not had that caution. If we would have not had the caution, I think we would have had the Tyler and the 4 separated, and we could have got back around them. But all around good night.
We really haven't seen a lot of SMRs at the front of the field here outside of Colton. And again, I think if you ask the reputation, you guys have been dark horses, which is frustrating because you guys have clearly shown some really strong pace out of the gate here. For JP, what kind of felt like clicked for you tonight in the 21?
I just love his super speedways, love drafting. It's fun.
So I'll tell you what, this is still going to be some healthy points for both yourself, Colt, and as well for Smoky Mountain, as I believe you guys are going to take the driver and teams championship over JM Motorsports. How's that sound? I know not obviously the result you guys wanted, but big picture, still taking some positives here.
That's our front, the way it should be.
Smoky Mountain Racing's JP Jones and Colton Gardner. Thanks, guys. We'll throw you back into the ether, and we'll step away here for just a moment with Tyler Lugo Vickery, your race winner, hopefully joining us in just a moment here. Stay with us.
I love having you in the broadcast booth, by the way.
Thank you. Race winner, Tyler Lugo Vickery, able to snatch it at the last minute there. Tyler, obviously not the way you wanted to take victory, victory, not the way you wanted to take victory. But I mean, a win is a win, and you clearly had the pace to prove it. Talk to me about the night from your car.
Just that was chaotic. No, honestly, that Green-White-Checkered, I would have rather have had it race out because that was gonna be fun. I was looking forward to going side by side with Colton, maybe even JP, because I know how good Colton is. Especially the amount of years that Colton and I have running together in this series. So I was kind of looking forward to running it all the way to the end, and then just seeing who trying to defend both lanes. So hate that we never got a chance to do that Green-White-Checker with the wreck that happened behind. So yeah, it's a little. I'd rather win it coming from green to checkered instead of having it from the yellow, and just the way the race was going, it was just like wrong place, wrong time, trying to make the right moves, and then it was just getting caught up in a lot of mess. But I mean, I can't complain about the win, but man, that was I didn't want to get the win like that though with the caution.
I'll tell you what, though, because you were in a very big incident earlier on, minimized drama, and fought your way back to the front. What felt like clicked for you in the 124 tonight?
Just trying to hang on, trying to help Derek and Eric as much as I can, especially team-wise. It's doing what we could, but yeah, when all the wrecks happened and Eric getting caught up in a few, and then same with Derek not getting that not getting the lucky dog there when everything happened with JP blinking and then merging into Colton Gardner's car when that previous caution came out. So yeah, it was just more survival and trying to keep up the momentum, especially with all the other racing I do with the super speedway stuff.
Very, very big dose of championship points going your way, and I know we kind of talked about the issues last night with the double shifting. We've got a couple of tricky ones coming your way. We head to Milwaukee in a couple weeks, Roval, a couple other places, but I mean, you got to be riding high after a really good handful of weeks here performance-wise.
Yeah, and Milwaukee, a lot of with my driving style with Milwaukee, a lot of times I don't downshift to third just because of the way that track is, unlike how with the Indy cars. So that'd be fine. The Roval's going to be interesting, just trying to figure out with how that is. I'm hoping to get some kind of another wheel soon, but it's just trying to there's a lot of things going on, plus also Saturday, since like on the front of the car I've got New Smyrna Speedway and stuff, so I got real life racing as well this coming Saturday that I got to focus on as well. So I'm gonna be using the sim, just trying to get practice on like restarts and stuff, because with our breakout rule we can't go quicker than 24 seconds if we're in the top 3. So trying to get comfortable with that, and then also trying to get comfortable with trying to figure out like good markers and stuff on the wall and everything, like I've done in past when I've been there, running when I ran the car back in almost 2 years ago. Just trying to figure out where I can, if I'm like not in the top 3, figure out a way where I can run a little bit faster so I can make sure to stay up with the pack and everything. So it's going to be a fun little weekend awesome. Coming up. So
this is where I failed as a reporter and journalist, because this is absolutely things I should know in that you race both in the virtual and meet dimension. But we'll pick up that conversation in a couple weeks' time when we head on to Milwaukee. A phenomenal drive from you, Tyler. We'll see you here in a couple weeks' time, and we'll see you for hopefully some more Indy racing action as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely be here for Indy and stuff, because that's always something I enjoy doing. Shout out to my mom again, because she watches the broadcast, so she picks fun with me.
Right on.
Quick shout out to Chris as well, cutting, because I know he'll like to watch these as well.
Awesome. Great job from you tonight, Tyler. We'll see you soon. Tyler Lugo, Vickery, your race winner. And that will do it for us tonight. Quick look at your results after 50 laps here from the World Center of Racing, as Tyler Lugo, Vickery is able to hold off JP Jones and Colton Gardner for the win. Hughes, Buchanan, and Jarnigan. Jarnigan still remaining a really big dark horse in this championship. Jackson Milan going to be kicking himself after potentially coming into this race. Could have walked away your new championship points later. He'll settle for 7th. Jacob Barker, Harrison Santos, and Bill Molefield in the 911 machine. Couple of great underdog finishes further back. Chris Fuge, DJ Fluke, Eric Richardson, Nick Warboy, and Brian McKinney. This is where we start to get into that kind of green flag spin out section of this. Derek Booker and Lucas Puntarelli kind of bringing out that final caution. John Miles, Eric Mattingly, Connor Fuge, and with one more page, Casey Tucker with that major hit through the bus stop chicane, rounding out your field. So no Wednesday night dash next week. We're back the Wednesday after the 10th when we hit the Milwaukee Mile for 80 laps of short track racing at the State Fairgrounds. But worry not, because we've got Stadium Scene TV action coming your way regardless when next week we head on to Gateway in the Indy cars. And that will be kicking us off a phenomenal month for mental health awareness here at Stadium Scene TV. Excited to be with you every single step of the way, but we'll put a bookend in it for now. For everyone at Stadium Scene TV, I'm Jackson Lambros saying thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you down the road.